Welcome back to Movie Plot Recapped. The film to be explained today is Évolution. At the beginning of the movie, we notice an island with few of the women and children. They know nothing about what is happening around them and why. We notice a boy Nicolas who swims in the sea. He lives in an island nearby the sea. While swimming he sees a dead body in the sea. He comes scarily to his mother. Nicolas tells his mother everything and also, he talks about the dead body that he watched in the sea. There was also a starfish on his belly. Listening to this his mother says that this must be a doubt, nothing else. For the satisfaction of Nicolas his mother gets into the sea and comes out with a starfish. She says to him that there is no dead body of the child. The same night his mother brings the dead body from the sea about which Nicolas told him. When she brings the dead body of the child, many women come to her. The next morning Nicolas' mother medicates him. She gives him daily. When Nicolas inquires about this medicine his mother tells him that he is internally weak, that's why. The next day, Nicolas gets injured while swimming. Later on a nurse Stella treats him. On returning home, his mother gives him the food, which was strange apparently. Nicolas had to take this food daily, once his mother took him to a nearby hospital. Nicolas there, has been tested. A nurse Stella takes his blood sample. Here we know that Nicolas has a habit of drawing. He draws something all the time. One day Stella sees his painting in which he has drawn cat, giraffe, building and many similar things were. There was a strange thing that the things in Nicolas' building there was nothing present in the island. In this hospital Nicolas has a different test daily. Now we notice the mother of Nicolas along with several women on island. They were eating raw seafood that was quite strange. On that night the nurses and doctors of island watches a video. In which the method of surgery was being taught. The next day, we notice Nicolas in a ward. There Nicolas was along with a few children. They were being tested the same as Nicolas was. Nicolas secretly follows a nurse. His mother arrives and asks him to go home. She gives him the same medicine which he takes daily. Later on, the women of town are going to the beach. Nicolas wakes up and wakes his friend too. Nicolas plans to follow those women secretly to notice what they are doing there. He does so because he suspects that his mother lies to him and the rest of women too. Now Nicolas and his friend reach at the sea. His friend leaves him in between. But Nicolas doesn't give up. He goes towards the sea. He watches all the women in a mysterious condition there with each other. They have a strange spot at their back. We know that the women on this island are of different kinds. Nicolas comes back home and notices the spots at his back too. The next day, his mother takes him to hospital where he has an ultrasound. The doctors tell that as everything works well. Here, we know that he has a baby in his belly. Nicolas was pregnant and his mother becomes happy upon it. Nicolas comes to the same ward. On the other side, Stella was putting the newborn babies in a jar. We notice the dead friend of Nicolas on a statue. He might be pregnant and died during delivery of baby. Afterward, Stella comes to Nicolas and gives him a pen and a drawing board. So, that he could paint something. We notice that there was a deep bonding between them. Both befriended each other. Nicolas makes a drawing of a red-haired girl. Who was that girl? We could perceive this at the end of the story. Now a nurse enters in the ward of Nicolas and lies to them that your friend has been recovered. He has sent a seashell for you. Later on, the mother of Nicolas enters. She gives him that seafood to eat which he doesn't eat. She sees the drawing book of Nicolas. Nicolas snatches the drawing book from her and she becomes angry. She tells him to ask her mother's advice. Meanwhile, Nicolas says to her that she isn't her mother. Nicolas was brought to an operation ward. They feint him with an injection. When he wakes up, he was on a bed. The rest of the children were surrounded him. They say that their mother isn't their real mother. They are only bringing them up. On the other side, the nurses were watching the surgical videos. Stella comes to Nicolas. She gives the painting of red-haired girl. She gives a file to Nicolas. In which there were the pictures of strange women. And the information related to surgery. Now Stella brings Nicolas near the sea and shows the strange marks on her back. She jumps into the sea with Nicolas. Stella could breathe in the water as well. There were strange marks on her back so Nicolas couldn't breathe and faints. She brings him into senses by bringing him out. When he wakes up, he was on his bed. At night he chases a nurse. He watches a girl in a water-filled tank. The nurse takes him from there. Later on, Nicolas was put in a tank after surgery. When he wakes up, he sees newborn babies. Who were stuck with him. Now Stella takes him towards the sea. Now they jump into the sea. Stella with the help of her breath takes him far away. We notice Nicolas at a boat and Stella drinks him water. She watches Nicolas keenly and goes back to her island. When Nicolas wakes up at night, he finds him near a city where people like him live. Now we clear the doubts of the movie. In this island there were only adult women and children. Where they all were boys, no one was adult man. Neither any young girl was there. There was a hospital in the town. Here few children were getting pregnant after medication to grow their generation. We have watched that Nicolas' mother gave him a medicine so he could get pregnant. He could grow their generation. We noticed that these children were not their own. They might bring them after kidnapping them. We can analyze this with the drawing of Nicolas. In that drawing, there were such things which were not present in the island. Which means Nicolas doesn't belong to this island. All the children said that these are not their real mother. Nicolas was painting this because it was in his memory. The red-haired women might be his real mother. The women at night eat raw seafood at the beach. They couldn't eat this in front of the children that they were bringing up. On the other side, we noticed the nurses and doctors who were watching the surgical video. They watched that video so they could use these methods. When they make any mistake in surgery, the children die, as the friend of Nicolas was dead. Late on they threw those children into the sea. The nurses bring out the newborn babies and put them into the jar. Stella became the friend of Nicolas, that's why she provides him drawing board and pencil. At the end she rescued Nicolas. Why she has saved him? It is a simple answer. If you all work at a secret facility and an alien is imprisoned there for an experiment, this doesn't seem good to you. You will probably help that alien. If you aren't afraid. That's why the movie ends here.